dissection of a starfish. Yay! Okay, and again, this is for scientific use only. And in part 1, we went over the external parts of a starfish, and now I'm going to dissect and explain the internal parts. Okay, and the tools are a scalpel, and the scalpel is very sharp, so the blade, it comes in its own package, and you can easily detach it and attach it. There are the forceps. You might know them as tweezers. There's the probe, and of course there are the scissors. So you're gonna wanna cut off with scissors. You're gonna want to cut off the tip of one arm, and you want to make sure you're going to be cutting 3 arms. So you want to make sure that you cut away from the madreporite. So that is in between these 2 arms for me. So I'm going to cut these 3. So I'm going to cut the tip. And then I'm going to carefully cut the wall of the starfish along the arm. And this might take a little while. And when you get to the middle portion, you want to be careful to go around the central disc. And these are all hepatic sisa, which are paradigestive glands. And then pretty sure I also see some ovaries, or I'll get back to that one. Those, I should say. And I'm going to keep cutting. And it is tricky when you're going around the central disc. There will be some, and they might be, the insides might be stuck to the surface a bit, so you can just separate them with your probe. You can separate them with your forceps. If you need to, you can cut. Right now, I'm just cutting away the aboral surface, not the oral surface. And just making sure that I cut away from the madreporite, because you do not want to cut that. And you will be cutting off the aboral layer of the central disc, and if you need to, you can just cut that off and lay it aside. And to speed up the process, I'm gonna see, and I'm just gonna carefully cut that off. I'll go to the next arm. There we go. And the arms might get in the way a little bit, but that's okay. Just have to steer around them. And if you do try this at home, just be careful and make sure, try not to cut any of the inside. And again, so that you can see it, again, any of that's sticking, that's making the hepatic Seastar sticking to the top layer, just separate that. So then you can just keep cutting until you get near the tip. Thank you. And then once you have the 3 arms off, you can just, I wouldn't say peel, but you can lift up the edge, and you might need to cut a little bit. See, I'm just working through that. Gonna cut that. And use that on the top. Just take away. And anything that, and if you do try this, anything, if it does seem like you're cutting something off, which I'm not, then you can just place it back where it came from, or you can put it on the side of your tray. Now, you can just take this out. I'm gonna leave it in on this arm. And basic. So sometimes it'll come out in, not together, but like in a string. You can just get in with your fingers. You can take your forceps or your tweezers get that. So this is the Hexa-Harper. These are the what are those? I'll come back to that, promise. The umbilical ridge is, it almost looks like a mini spinal cord. And if you flip it over, you will see that it's lined up with the umbilical groove. So the umbilical ridge, the umbilical groove. And then the ampulla are the bulbs on top of each tube foot. So all the little tube feet, those each have a part of the ampulla. And then the cardiac stomach, take some of this off here. Tweezer time. The cardiac stomach is the lower stomach that can be everted, through the mouth on the other side, on the oral surface, to digest food externally. So I'm just gonna take some more of the Seastar. And then the gonads are all of these little almost egg-looking things. They are, so all of this, they're the reproductive organs under the pyloric cilia in each arm. And then the hepatic cilia is all of this, the digestive glands in each arm. And then the isosceles are the ridges, bony components of the exoskeleton inside there. Then there is the pyloric stomach inside there, which is an arboreal stomach that receives the partially digested food from the cardiac stomach. The pyloric ducts are the tubes that connect the pyloric stomach and the hepatic cilia. So here, let me take some of the gonads out. With scissors. Here, these are the gonads. So here, let me see if I can find pretty sure, wait, that it's very small, but there's a small opening right there, and that's the pyloric, one of the pyloric ducts, which connects again the pyloric stomach and the hepatic cilia. The radial canal are the tubes along the center of each arm So that's on the very inside of the umbilical ridge. There's the radial canal. Right here. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. And it helps supply water to for the operation of the tube feet. The ring canal is where here. Beneath the ring of ossicles, the exoskeleton, it's the tube. And then last but not least is the stone canal, the calcified tube that connects the madreporite to the ring canal. So let me see if I can get some of these gonads out. It's back there. And yeah, just going over them quickly, there are, never mind.